the employees to have a basic understanding about what is the organization that I have been selected into, what are its policies and protocols, what are the employee welfare activities, what are the community welfare activities that the organization is taking, and since how many years is the organization existing, what are the different product lines the organization is serving to the community, right? And what are the different levels of employees, or in general an idea about the organogram of the organization. All this will help the employees have a clear understanding about all this will help the employees have a clear understanding about the organization, so that it becomes easier for them to get on with the core activities. So orientation and training always go hand in hand. Orientation generally will be for a short span. Generally, when you hand over the appointment letter to an employee, you would be giving them a period or a span for orientation. In general, it will be for a week or 2 weeks of orientation, followed by training, depending on the work the employee is expected to accomplish at the organization. So orientation is also a systematic process. It is not an informal process. It is a formal and systematic planned process, which will help the employee to understand what is the organization, what are its core activities, what is expected from me, and who are all the other important personnel in the organization. So orientation is also a systematic and planned program like training, and it is an introductory session of employees to their jobs, to their co-workers, and the organization in general. So what would be the objectives of orientation? Any new staff coming to the organization are expected to develop a positive impression in their first meeting itself. So this orientation sessions will be helping the employees to have a positive impression over the organization that they have been selected in. And this orientation will also help the employees to understand the culture, values, and practices of the organization. You see, unless and until, in general, when we attend a family meeting or a function, we just straight not start talking to the people, right? We understand what is a family that we are going to indulge into a meeting with, what are their cultural practices or traditions. We generally have a basic understanding and then go ahead with a meeting, right? So similarly, orientation session will help employees to understand the cultures and values of the organization. Idea about this traditions, what expected, what are the do's and don'ts, you would generally comply with all those things. So when an employee is complying with the do's and don'ts of an organization, the chances of him or her committing mistakes or errors generally comes down, right? And also improves staff morale. Orientation will be helping the employees to improve their morale and responsibility towards the organization, because when I know what is expected from me or what is the organization expecting from me, I would generally confine myself with only those expectations, and I streamline my activities with the responsibilities that is expected from me. This will help me and the organization to go hand in hand. So I'll be able to impart job related knowledge, and the same knowledge I can reciprocate to accomplish the organizational goals and objectives. And why is orientation important? It's because accommodating freshers or new employees into the organization. In order to make this process easier, orientation is a must and mandatory process in recruitment. Second thing is, in order to help the employee become an insider, as I told you, this is an ice breaking session. It will help in building a strong relationship, employee employer relationship, so that the employee feels himself as an insider and will be contributing. So there's always a difference between when you stand in the circle and when you stand out of the circle and guide things. When you stand in the circle, you feel yourself as a part of the circle, and you tend to take activities or responsibilities with passion. But when you're standing out of the circle, there's always a chance that you might be looking at things in a different perspective, which might not be able to get the desired result. So in order to let the employee feel as an insider, orientation is important. And also to overcome employees' anxiety. When you're joining an organization for the first time, you might be having lot of apprehensions from within. Is it not? So who will be my boss, or what are the protocols and procedures, what are the leave policies, what is the increment policy, or what are the employee welfare policies, or what are the career development opportunities available, or what are the timings, what are the uh, schedules of the organization. You might be having n number of questions into your mind. So all these questions can be answered in the orientation session that employees are subjected to. And then other thing is, it helps employees overcome reality shock. Reality shock is something that people experience when you are introduced to a new session or a new aspect. So this being a new aspect for employees, so joining a new company, taking up a new role, and being asked to mingle up with an entirely new set of colleagues is something that comes as a reality shock for people. And so you are expected to help employees overcome this reality shock by organizing a formal orientation session. And this will help also reduce employee turnover. What is turnover? Turnover, or you can call it attrition rate. So attrition rate is the rate at which employees are leaving the organization. So when do employees leave the organization? When they are not interested, or when their capabilities and knowledge does not match with the requirements or job profile. Usually employees leave the organization. Or when there is an ambiguity or unclear understanding of the process flows related to work, usually employees quit the organization. So this attrition rate can be minimized by letting the employees understand the policies and protocols, so that they have a clear understanding about the organization, what is expected from them, and they try to match their competencies and skills with the job requirements of the organization. So these are the benefits of orientation. First thing is, it helps employees to overcome reality shock, and second thing is, it helps employees become an insider. It helps employees overcome their anxiety when they are subjected to new environment, and also helps reducing employee turnover. And what are the aspects to be included in the orientation session? First thing, if you are aware, any orientation session will be starting by handing over a brochure or an information booklet to the participants of the orientation session. Organizations will have their own information brochures or booklets, which will comprise of all the general protocols, procedures of the organization, employee related policies. I have a handbook of Apollo at our college. So when we get back to college, I'll show you the orientation information booklet provided to employees by Apollo. In case if your friends or anybody who's already working with Apollo has got that information brochure, you can forward it in your groups. So the first and foremost thing any person who is holding or conducting the orientation session needs to take care of is provide an information brochure or information booklet to the people. Hello, Pavani?
Yes,
Hello?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Oh, fine, fine. You told me that the meeting will end by 11:30, no?
Yes,
So I was
ma'am. I don't know
expecting
why.
the...
I
Oh,
think
okay. I thought it already got disconnected, and then I'm
no.
just speaking. Okay, fine. So information booklet will be followed by a map of facility. So information booklet flow, you will have company's profile. When is the company founded? Since then, how did it progress over a period of time? What are the services and activities that are taken care of by the company? Are there any corporate social responsibility activities being taken care of, and how are employees motivated and encouraged to participate in the organizational activities? All these aspects are to be included in the information brochure. Though you will be verbally communicating about all these things, what are all there in the information brochure to the employees, but there is a responsibility from the management end to communicate in written form through information brochures or booklets about the company's profile, the general policies and protocols, employee do's and don'ts, and leave policies, increment policies, employee welfare policies, organizational activity and protocol policies, all these things, list of benefits that the employees are entitled for, important telephone numbers of people to be contacted at times of emergencies or any crisis situations, then any kind of company's publications, sample copies. In case if the organizations are into R&D, so what sort of R&D activities has the company undertaken? Are there any approved publications? All those things will help the employee understand the status of the company, and this will actually strengthen his impression and morale towards the company. Orientation is of three types: formal and informal orientation, individual and collective orientation, serial and disjunctive orientation. Formal and informal by name. Formal is, what is formal? What is the difference between formal and informal? Anyone online? Avani? You guys are live?
ठीक है
Yes, ma'am.
What is the difference between formal and informal?
वो प्लास्टर निकाल के थोड़ा बिटाडीन से क्लीन करके टेक्सपेक्ट मंगा के और वो प्लास्टर मंगा के लगा
Formal is very formal, ma'am.
ठीक है
Maran?
Smody, ma'am.
मम्मी नहीं आ रहा
सोनल गूगल करके बोल रहे मैडम को जल्दी.
Sure. Sharab, what is the difference between formal and informal? Please leave a sentence.
हाँ अच्छा है
ఎవరు వచ్చే
ठीक हो गए
ఎవరది?
Karishma, mute your call.
Karishma, mute your call.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Formal is something
What
which
is-
have a set of
Hmm.
formal is something which have a set of principles like standard rules and forms. Informal is in which there are no set standards or something like that.
So formal may you have set standards, predetermined standards. It is structured. We can call it as structured. Formal is more structured, whereas informal is unplanned or unstructured. Whatever comes to your mind, you just speak in informal. Whereas in structured thing, you generally go by a plan. You prepare a schedule of the meeting, what has to be done on what date. Like meeku oka schedule ichuntara, I think it's not communicated yet. By today evening, I think all the subject schedules will be communicated to you. A time ki edi subject undi ani. So what is the advantage of communicating a timetable or a schedule beforehand? Any idea?
We have to wake up.
Pardon me?
Prepared mentally.
Prepared mentally for the war.
Avoids confusion.
It avoids confusion. It ensures that all the topics are covered. Is it not? When I don't have a plan, I'll not be knowing what topics are covered and what topics aren't covered. And this will actually not enable me to accomplish the entire syllabus of curriculum what is included. Is it not? When I have a plan or a schedule, I'll segregate what is finished, what is not covered. So what is the percentage to be covered, what are the hours allotted to me. So within the hours allotted to me, how am I able to cover the entire unfinished topic. So I have a plan and structure if I make it a formal thing. If I go by an informal communication, what happens? I think in communication also you're done with this formal and informal communication. Formal communication ante emiti? What is formal communication? Yes? Nara?
Mail, ma'am.
Huh? Ain't so
Mail. Email, ma'am.
Formal communication is email. Inka?
Letters.
Inka?
Like to share official information, formal.
Oh, okay. Any kind of official information usually will be communicated through formal communication. Inka? ఏంటమ్మా ఇక్కడ కూడా ఐడియల్ గానే కూర్చున్నారు, క్లాస్ లో కూర్చున్నట్టే.
నేను పడుకున్నా మ్యామ్, నేను పడుకున్నా.
ఏం స్మరణ్ అటెండెన్స్ వద్దా?
కూర్చున్న వాళ్ళకే ఇస్తున్నారా మ్యామ్ అటెండెన్స్? అయితే కూర్చుంటున్నా.
నువ్వు అసలు ఏం మాట్లాడుకు.
ఓకే మ్యామ్, డన్.
షూర్. ఎవరెవరు ఉన్నారు అసలు బాయ్స్ చెప్పండి. ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ టెల్ యువర్ నేమ్స్. స్మరణ్, ఇంకా
రాజశేఖర్ మ్యామ్, రాజశేఖర్, రాహుల్,
ఎవరి పేర్లు వాళ్ళు చెప్పండి. ఐ కెన్ రికగ్నైజ్ యువర్ వాయిస్. ఎవరి పేర్లు వాళ్ళు చెప్పండి.
సాయి మ్యామ్.
గట్టిగా చెప్పండి నాన్న.
వికాస్. సాయి మ్యామ్.
వికాస్, సాయి, ఇంకా yes
కుస్మాకర్ మ్యామ్.
అభిలాష్ అభిలాష్
నాన్న సరి. your voice isn't clear ma.
లోకేష్ మ్యామ్.
Lokesh, fine.
అభిలాష్ మ్యామ్. అభిలాష్.
Sai,
Tagore, ma'am.
Smaran, Vikas, Lokesh, Rajshekhar. Only 5. Tagore,
కుస్మాకర్.
okay.
అభిలాష్ మ్యామ్.
Abhilash, Krishnakant, fine. Inka?
కుస్మాకర్.
ఏమిటది? హలో,
రాహుల్ మ్యామ్.
కుస్మాకర్ మ్యామ్.
Kusumakar, Rahul, Inka. That's it? Yes. Yes, Smaran.
సోరల్.
బాయ్స్ అన్నారు మ్యామ్.
బాయ్స్ అందరూ ఉన్నారా?
yes ma'am.
నా వాయిస్
మ్యామ్ బాయ్స్ లో సోనల్ ధృతి కూడా ఉన్నారు మ్యామ్.
మేడం రాజశేఖర్ మేడం.
Misbah is also there ma'am.
Rajshekhar.
How are you madam?
Good ma, how are you?
Fine madam. How is Medansh?
Medansh is good, thank you. And girls, how many girls are there? Pavani?
So many.
అందరం ఉన్నాం మ్యామ్.
Ma'am, total we are 48, ma'am. All of
మ్యామ్
How are they taking attendance?
సేమ్ మ్యామ్ లైక్ దిస్ ఓన్లీ.
ఇప్పటి వరకు తీసుకోలేదు attendance actually.
They are giving to everyone madam. They are very kind hearted.
యు మ్యామ్.
Like John ma'am.
But I am not.
No madam, you are very kind hearted.
Not at all.
Ma'am, you are very, 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 very,
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. 48 members are in the group. Please don't distract.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So the difference between formal and informal orientation is that formal is structured and it always goes by a schedule. So the trainer or the person who is conducting the orientation session knows what information has to be communicated to the employees on what date or what time. Formal orientation helps a new hire in acquiring a known set of standards. For example, company has benchmark standards, which are common for everyone and needs to be communicated in a formal manner. So any aspect related to performance standard has to be structured and communicated to the employees. So there comes the formal orientation. Whereas informal orientation,
Arey,
of the 100 employees who are attending the orientation
arey
session,
Rahul
some
Gadu.
might be having
So many ata.
Pavani mute చేసి వీళ్ళు
Yes, ma'am.
ఏంటేంటో మాట్లాడేసుకుంటున్నారు.
John, mute betra.
John Hari what end?
Okay, fine. You can hear me, right, Pavani?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, so under informal orientation, out of the 100 employees sitting for the orientation session, some might be having doubts regarding leave, some might be having doubts regarding policies and protocols, some might be having queries regarding employee welfare activities, some might be having queries regarding career development opportunities provided by the organization. So all these aspects are individual in nature and generally take up informal structure. So such kind of individual doubts will be clarified by the trainers of the orientation in informal structure or informal mode. So these are the two types of orientation, formal and informal orientation. And the next type of orientation is individual and collective orientation. Individual orientation is given for individual employees or as one-to-one interaction sessions, whereas collective orientations are given for a group of employees. So individual orientation generally is aimed to preserve individual differences. Ante each individual attending the orientation session might be having different requirements. One might be having doubt regarding leave, one might be having 1 year experience, one might be having 5 years of experience in the same job, one might be a fresher. So a fresher might be having a different set of queries compared to that of a person with 2 years of experience. A 2-year experienced person might be having a different set of queries or doubts compared to a person having 5 years of experience. So individual differences are to be taken care of, and individually as one-to-one session, the person who is conducting the orientation session will be communicating and clarifying all the doubts in individual manner. And so you call it individual orientation. And on the other hand, there is a collective orientation, which is given in groups or collectively, and hence the name as collective orientation. So the sort of aspects that are covered in collective orientation are common for all the employees, and they are heterogeneous in nature. So large firms normally have collective orientation because it is impossible for management to train every employee on an individual basis. Hence, most of the organizations go by collective orientation. And the third type of orientation is serial and disjunctive orientation. What is serial? Serial is something that goes in continuous form, and disjunctive is that generally happens in breaks or at regular intervals. An experienced employee inducts a new hire in case of serial orientation. So he is a new hire or a newly joined employee in the organization. So he needs to be continuously trained on various aspects related to introduction of the organization. So here you will be using the serial orientation. And disjunctive is once an employee is kept on the floor and he is assigned with tasks, but he needs assistance at regular intervals. You would be, for example, I have joined an organization and I'm almost done with 6 months of working with the organization. And at this point, after me completing 6 months with the organization, there is a new machinery or equipment being launched into my organization. So am I supposed to introduce the machine, its functioning, the purpose for which it is installed into my organization to my employees? There comes disjunctive orientation. So continuously people do not need introduction. As and when there is a requirement, or as and when there is a new equipment or new policy or protocol introduced into the organization, employees are expected to be trained at regular intervals. So at that point, you would be going by disjunctive orientation. So orientation is of 3 types. What are they? Formal and informal orientation, serial and disjunctive orientation, individual and collective orientation. And who are the people involved in the orientation process? Usually you have people from HR department, because HR persons will be introducing the employees to the HR related policies like employee welfare policies, leave policies, then department, what are the departments existing in the organization, what is the departmental composition, all those things will be taken care of by representatives from HR department. And the second set of people who would take part in the orientation session is members of management. Yeah, the top level managerial personnel will be interacting with the newly joined hires. What could be the reason for the top level management interacting with the newly joined hires? It is because the top level management will be introducing themselves as they head the organization, they own the organization, and they are responsible for the entire organizational effectiveness. They will be introducing themselves and they give a brief idea about the company, when it started, how far it has come, and what all it went through to reach the current situation or current stage. All those things will be given as a brief introduction by the members of management. And the third set of persons who will be taking part in the orientation session will be experts in specific fields. For example, this orientation session is for people who are working in testing or coding. So experts from coding who are already experienced and have enough hands-on experience with the organization will be taking part in the orientation session, and they don't train you in core aspects related to coding or related to the respective field, but they give a brief introduction about what is coding, what is decoding, how do you write, how do you code, how do you write, what are the languages and skills required for coding. All those things will be taken care of by experts in specific fields. So any orientation will have 3 sets of people taking part in the orientation. First is members from HR department, members from management, higher management or top management, and third is members or experts from specific or respective fields. So any time you are planning an orientation session, you should ensure that these 3 set of persons are taking part in the orientation process, right? So how do you induce or induct successfully? How do you carry out the induction process successfully? First thing is you will have to prepare a systematic plan. The person who is taking part in the orientation session, the trainer who's conducting the orientation session should prepare a plan of action. So number of participants, the venue wherein the orientation session has to be conducted, and even the seating arrangement has to be done in such a way that there is maximum interaction possible among the participants when they are sitting for the introduction. See, as we told, this is an ice-breaking session. You should be allowing persons to have maximum interaction and communication among each other. So the seating also plays a major role. The seating has to be done in such a way that there is maximum eye-to-eye interaction among the participants. All these are freshers and they need to interact and build strong relationships, interpersonal relationships among one another. Only then they can. Yes, ma'am?
Ma'am, 12 o'clock we have marketing class, ma'am.
Yeah. I'll be ending the session by 12. What is the time now?
11:56, ma'am.
Okay. Just one more minute. We will end up the session.
Yes,
okay, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So the first thing required to carry out the induction process successfully is a systematic plan of what has to be done and how it has to be done. And you will have to even schedule the timings on what day what aspect has to be covered, and checklist of points to be covered in the induction session has to be made, or like in the form of bullets, what needs to be covered. So on what day am I supposed to introduce them to welfare activities, on what time I am supposed to give a brief introduction about the company's protocols and procedures. All these things I need to make a checklist. And also the most important thing not to be forgotten is an information booklet, which is very important for any employee, because most of the times when employees fail to focus on few points during the orientation session, they might at least go back to their homes and go through the information booklet and get to know about those missed aspects, what they have failed to focus during the induction session. And the aim of orientation should be to convey a clear picture of the working process or workflow of the organization, right? So this is all about orientation. And orientation in general at any organization will be followed by training. Orientation is an introduction session to the organization, its profile, protocols, procedures in general, what are the standard operating procedures and all. And this will be followed by much more specific aspect, which is training, wherein you are not in general training the employees, but you will be training the employees on their core aspects or their job related aspects. Nothing much you will be speaking about their jobs and orientation. In general, what are the policies and protocols and other general policies will be discussed in the orientation session. Whereas when it comes to training, specifically, you will be training people on what is needed for them to be trained on so that they are able to accomplish the task as per the expectations of the organization. So we'll discuss training in the next session. Whatever the schedule is not yet out, probably it will be out by today evening. Okay, Pavani? So we'll end the session by now and we'll continue when the next schedule is out. Okay, ma'am?
Okay, ma'am.
Fine. I'm taking the leave. We don't have any sessions for today, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, fine. See you all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Ma.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Shut up. Sleep people.
53 present, ma'am. Go, Karuna.
Okay, fine. See you, ma. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Revati ma'am signing out.